Why don't you just argue the merits of your position as opposed to attacking the patriotism of people on the Democratic side of the aisle? When, as far as I'm concerned, the most patriotic thing that we can do is stand up to ensure that our men and women in uniform aren't being recklessly sent into a costly war of choice, more than 12 of whom have already lost their lives.
I would ask my colleague, do you know the folks? Do you know the folks that were killed that you mentioned? Do you know their names? You brought up numbers. That just politics? I know I'm supposed to address the chair, but I'm happy to yield a little time to my colleague. Do you know the members of the military that were killed? Sitting there silent, just using it for politics.
Hakeem Jeffries walked onto the House floor thinking he was about to deliver the speech of his career, polished, rehearsed, dripping with manufactured outrage. There was just one catastrophic problem. Brian Mast was sitting right across from him, a man who left both legs on a battlefield in Afghanistan. And what Mast did to Jeffries in the next few minutes was not a rebuttal. It was a complete public execution of everything Jeffries claimed to stand for.
Argue the merits of Donald Trump's reckless and costly war of choice, and stop the ad hominem attacks, which aren't a sign of strength. It's just a sign of Republican weakness. This reckless and costly war was entered into without any plan, any objective, any exit strategy, any public support, and any approval of the United States Congress. Those are 5 different objective reasons to have a problem with what's going on in the Middle East right now. In fact, we're just trying to help Donald Trump bring to life his own words that as president, he wasn't going to start wars in the Middle East. He was going to stop them. Donald Trump's own words. Question his patriotism?
I want to thank my colleague for the speech that he just gave. Probably the most hypocritical speech that anybody could give. But I'm glad he gave it because the truth is I'm well prepared to answer for this. So let's talk about engagements against Iran. What's going on? This is not the first time that this happened. Joe Biden was engaged against Iran. Why? Because of imminent threat. But let's examine the difference between when Joe Biden was engaged and President Trump was engaged. When Joe Biden engaged is because the Houthis, a direct arm of Iran, was attacking the United States of America, ships, merchant marine vessels, doing what they've been doing for decades, picking a fight. President Biden launched Operation Prosperity Garden against Iranian-backed Houthis, and that went on, not for 30 days, not for 60 days, not for 90 days, not for 6 months, went on for almost a year until January 2025, from November 23 till January of 25. And what happened during that time? How many times did my Democrat colleagues or Republicans offer a war powers resolution to say, remove all U.S. forces from this fight against Iran? I have the counter down here, it's 0. But before President Trump ever conducted any level of operation, Democrats introduced the removal of U.S. forces from hostilities with Iran. Today, again, doing another war power. What changed? What changed from not one war power from anybody to half a dozen? And I guess we're going to do another one next week. Politics. Everything that my colleague just talked about, his hypocritical remarks about we need to do these things, it's all politics. My Democrat colleagues are not paying attention to national security at all. They refuse to acknowledge the imminent threat. that Iran has been, them killing our service members, them attacking us in place after place. They don't acknowledge it. When Joe Biden was responding to merchant marine vessels being attacked, it was okay. No war power needed. Went on for about a year. President Trump responds, war power, war power, war power, war power. Every week that they can do it. They tried doing it last week as well. That's the hypocrisy. My colleague brought up some of our service members that were killed. Take that very seriously. Seen it far too many times. That beautiful flag behind the speaker draped across caskets. Take it seriously every time. I personally believe that any time that a service member is killed, they should be lying in state, lying in honor here beneath the dome of the U.S. Capitol. I think they earn it more than anybody killed in action in defense of this country. That's my own personal belief on that. I would ask my colleague, do you know the folks? Do you know the folks that were killed that you mentioned? Do you know their names? You brought up a number. Is that just politics? I know I'm supposed to address the chair, but I'm happy to yield a little time to my colleague. Do you know the members of the military that were killed? Sitting there silent, just using it for politics. My brothers and sisters in arms are not politics.
Jeffries came out with his full theatrical package: reckless war, no plan, no exit strategy, no congressional approval. He even pulled out Trump's own words for maximum effect. It was a perfectly constructed political performance designed entirely for clips and headlines. And sitting directly across from this performance was a combat veteran who lost both legs serving the country Jeffries was now grandstanding in front of. The contrast alone was devastating before Mast said a single word. Hit that subscribe button right now because Mast is about to burn this entire performance to the ground. Mast called it the most hypocritical speech anybody could ever give. Then he proved it. Joe Biden launched Operation Prosperity Garden against Iranian-backed Houthis attacking American ships. That operation ran for almost a full year, November 2023 through January 2025. Continuous military engagement against Iranian proxies under a Democrat president. During that entire year, how many war powers resolutions did Jeffries introduce? 0. Not one floor speech, not one constitutional lecture, not one tear for the cameras. Complete silence for a full year while Biden fought the exact same enemy using the exact same legal authorities. The moment Trump acted, war powers resolutions started flying every single week. Mast looked straight at Jeffries and asked the question that ended the entire debate. What changed? What changed from 0 war powers to half a dozen? Everyone already knew the answer. It was never about the Constitution. It was always about Trump derangement politics, and Mast said it out loud, for the entire country to hear. Then Mast went somewhere that made the entire chamber go completely still. He talked about flag-draped caskets. He said he believes every soldier killed in action should lie in state beneath the dome of the Capitol because they earn that honor more than anyone. Then he turned directly to Jeffries and delivered the kill shot. Do you know the folks that were killed that you mentioned? Do you know their names? You brought up a number. Is that just politics? Mast offered to yield time. He waited. He looked straight at Jeffries and gave him every opportunity to respond. Jeffries said absolutely nothing. Complete silence. The man who just delivered a thundering, passionate speech about fallen service members could not name a single one of the soldiers he used as ammunition in his political performance. Mast delivered the verdict that silence had already written. My brothers and sisters in arms are not politics. Jeffries used dead American soldiers as talking points and could not name one of them. He lectured about reckless wars while staying completely silent for an entire year when Biden fought the same enemy. He stood in a safe room delivering a scripted speech to a man who gave his legs for this country. Mast did not just beat Jeffries in a debate, he exposed exactly what the Democrat playbook really is. Trump derangement dressed up as patriotism, and the weaponization of America's fallen heroes by people who cannot even be bothered to learn their names. Share this everywhere. Subscribe right now. See you in the next one.